Hey, good afternoon, fam. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday to everybody. Happy, wonderful Saturday. Man, it's an amazing day today. Pretty nice weather, a little breezy, not too much. And it's also it's a comfort weather. Let's put it that way. It's not too hot, and it's definitely not cold. So, listen, I wanted to a couple of things. One, I just want to share with you guys my um, longevity in the business, right? And pretty much what I've been able to accomplish in reference to servicing my clients, right? So I happen to look at all my book of business in the past 16 years or so, and and I actually, wrote some stuff down that I kind of want to go over. So right now, currently, I have serviced over 3,211 clients in my 16 years of business. That's a lot of people to be seeing and providing a service for, right? And this is the part that actually got me, because as agents, we're just doing our jobs, we're just putting policies in the books, and we know that we're servicing clients, but we don't really know how huge, what we're doing is, right? And when I tally up the total amount of insurance that I help put in place for my clients, so far it came out to roughly 351 million in total life insurance death benefit. 351 million and some change, right? In total life insurance death benefit. That's huge. And I think if you're an agent, you've been around for a while, you may want to go and see on how much you've helped clients with. And since day one, I've been a huge advocate of of getting clients a lot of coverage, because I understand that life insurance is truly it's truly really the base of life insurance is what's called an income replacement. Because if you think about it, if you are the one that's providing the lifestyle that your family is living right now, and let's say, for example, you're making 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 a year, and you were to pass away, how will your family survive? So with life insurance, you want to make sure that your income come back to your family for at least 10 years. That, what I'm saying, that's the plan, that's the structure when you put together a, for example, life insurance policy, right? And I've always been a huge advocate of that. I know sometimes I'll meet clients and I sit down with them and I find that they have 25K in life insurance, 10,000 in life insurance. There was a guy in Bowie, Maryland, a few years ago. I went to his house, and it was actually a lead. Actually, he filled out a lead, and when I called him, he's like, "Oh, I filled that out a while ago, and the agent already came and helped me." I said, "Okay, no problem. How much coverage was he able to help you with?" Oh, so the gentleman said, "Oh, I got $35,000 in coverage." I'm like, 35,000. But right here it says you have a property balance of 210,000. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Hey, you mind if I come over and review, what he has in place for you?" And I went in to review it, and I couldn't really understand. So I started asking questions. I said, "Hey, any health conditions that you may have? Because sometimes you may only be able to get a certain amount of coverage because other carriers won't cover you because your health is that bad." He's like, "No, I'm healthy." I was like, "So you're healthy, like healthy?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like, I kind of get like a minor blood pressure, but it's not, I don't take any medication. I'm not on any medication at all. Nothing. I'm just it's much of me watching my diet and working out. I'm like, this is odd. All right, so I went ahead and ran numbers for him, and the same amount of money, well, they're the same. Just I think he ended up paying like $25 more. I was able to get him $180,000 in life insurance coverage for the amount that he was paying for the $35,000. So sometimes you have these agents who write these particular providers because that provider pays instantly. I want you to be aware of that. You have agents who they'll write certain companies because when you write them, if today is Monday you write it, the client will instantly get approved. You are paid by Wednesday. Some agents don't like, I would even say most agents don't like companies that it takes you about a week or two to get paid because they have to go to fully underwritten. But sometimes those particular companies are the ones that are going to give your client the best rates and the most amount of coverage, and most of the time for less money. But the only thing is, as an agent, you have to wait a few weeks or so to get paid. Most agents don't like that, so they'll go in and they'll tell a client, "Oh, you qualify for $25,000 or $30,000," which will leave their client in a bad situation if they were to pass away. So I'm not gonna name these companies, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have had some experience, with these particular, companies, right? So I've always been a huge advocate of making sure that client get the maximum amount of insurance that they can possibly get. Real talk. That's always been me. So when I saw how much I've helped clients get total in coverage, I was surprised by the amount, but I was at the same time kind of really wasn't, because I've always been that guy who try to get clients to get a big amount of insurance, because I understand that life insurance can actually be a wealth transfer. Life insurance can be life changing. I'm gonna give an example. It was a client of mine I did a policy for. It's crazy. I think the gentleman now has been there for 3 years now, maybe 4, probably 4. Right? It's how time flies. And it was referred to me when I first sat down with the gentleman. I guess he kind of really didn't understand it. He's new to the country in a way. He's trying to understand the system and things like that. Then he called me a few weeks later and said, "Hey, remember that plan you was telling me about? I think I'm ready to do it." I initially was a little bit like, "Why? What happened?" You understand? I was like, What changed your mind? It's like, I was watching a video and it talked about how I can invest money in this thing and then pull money out later on tax-free for retirement. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it does. It's like, yeah, that's what I want. I was like, okay, cool. And I kind of felt bad because when we decided to do it, he wanted $1 million policy. Now, being the fact that in my mind he's new to the country, it's something that he's just learning about. I'm not a person like that write a business and like the business to come back. I do not like bad business. So I usually like my clients to inch away at their policy and stuff like that, right? So I usually want a client I usually write clients what is going to be extremely affordable so they can keep it. Okay? But he wanted $1 million. I said, hey, why don't we start with $500,000, and then we kind of like go from there, because I want to see if you'll be disciplined enough to make the payment for at least a year or so. Because at the end of the day, if the policy lapses, it doesn't benefit anybody. It doesn't benefit him, it doesn't benefit the insurance company, and it doesn't benefit myself. So I said, hey, let's start with $500,000. If you maintaining that, we'll sit down doing your review, and then at that point we'll do paperwork and increase to $1 million. He's like, you know what? I like that. And then he said this. He said, listen, I like you. I'm like, oh, thanks, I appreciate that. He's like, every other salespeople will try to make the most amount of money right up front. I'm like, yeah, I'm not about that life. I'm like, I want to keep you as a client for the long haul. So if I could make your policy affordable for you, and it's the last thing you think about canceling when things go hard, that's what I want to do. It's like, okay, no problem. So we did a policy. 3 months later, 3 months later, I was in Georgia. They gave me a call. All I was hearing was screaming and noise in the background. So I didn't really know what was going on. And they were screaming. I don't want to name the person's name, but they was like, "This person just died. This person just died." I was like, hold up. Say real calmly, I can't hear what you're saying. It's like, "This person just died. This person just," I was like, "What?" So, because that was a weekend that they had called me. So Monday morning, I flew back to Maryland, and I started to go through the process of filing a claim for this gentleman, right? Now, the beneficiary was over there in his country because he was here by himself in America. And process took a minute because obviously, making sure that the money go to the right person, and other countries sometimes they have like fraudulent activity with banks and stuff like that. So it took a minute, but let me tell you how life-changing this is. And I didn't really know how much $500,000 was worth in this particular country. So the way this gentleman explained it to me is $500,000 is like a person in America winning the Clan House sweepstakes they used to have back in the day. That person winning that and getting $50,000 a month for 20 years is how much $500,000 is the way he can compute it for me. I was like, what in the world? So he was like, this individual never needs to come to America. Okay? Needless to say, the beneficiary is not in America because the gentleman had two properties here. So the beneficiary is here. I believe may have paid off one of the property with some of the money, and they live in that property. So this is why, it's life changing. This is the reason why I kind of want to make sure that clients get a pretty decent insurance amount, right? So my ultimate goal now that I know where I am, I'm happy about it. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic about it, right? And listen, if you stay with me this long, I know you do me a favor. I am a young content creator, but more so, what I'm doing here is trying to really bring the information out to the people, right? Bring the information out to the people so that way they have a lot of people don't understand life insurance. Instantly in their mind, they think somebody is dying or somebody has to die, for them to benefit from it. So a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people also don't understand that it can be extremely, affordable too, right? So if you're watching right now and you're not a subscriber, please just help me hit the subscribe button. Also, if you see value in what I'm sharing today, please help me share this with other people that can benefit from this or that can use this. If you yourself don't have any life insurance and you're interested in life insurance, just message me and let's connect. If you do have life insurance, but people that surround you that you keep telling to get insurance, but they don't get it, please just forward this video to them. It will really save some lives, right? So now what I want to do is this. I want to now raise the level of helping people in this business, right? So right now I'm at 351 million total death benefit that I've helped people with in the past 16 years. I wish I knew this a while ago. I would have moved so much faster, and done it the way I want to do it now. Now what I want to do is get to a half a billion, 500 million people is what I want to get to now. 500 million people. And I want to do this by helping 150 people this year get $1 million policy each. I want to help 150 people get $1 million policy each. I know some people are listening to this and say, Maxwell, that's going to be a lot of money. No, it's not. And let me tell you why. Yesterday is the reason why I came up with this. because I sat down with a husband and wife couple, right, in Wheaton, Maryland. Husband and wife couple, brand new homeowners, and they got kids, right? So we was going over some numbers. They initially thought that life insurance was expensive, and then as we was going over the numbers, their house was only at $385,000, and that's initially what they wanted. And then the wife was saying, well, that's just enough to pay the mortgage. Something happens to you, you know, how are me and the kids gonna be okay? Or something happens to her, how are you and the kids gonna be okay? So we just started throwing out numbers and stuff like that. And when I got to the $1 million pricing, the husband was like, that's it? I'm like, yeah, that's it. So I got a policy for him for $1 million. The gentleman is 37 years old, by the way. $1 million policy was $84 a month, $84.04. And the wife was $69 for $1 million life insurance policy. So why am I telling you this? This is life changing. It's not expensive as most people will want to have you believe it is. Now, also too, another thing you realize about this too, $1 million policy is not only for if you die. So I want you to think about this for a second. Let's say for example, God forbid, any one of them falls sick. Things like cancer, heart attack, stroke, dementia, renal failure. You know, cardiovascular disease is the number one killer of most people in America today. Cardiovascular disease is the number one killer for most people in America today. If you have $1 million policy, right, within our policies that we have, there's something called living benefits. And living benefits allow you to access your policy while you're still alive and pull out up to 95% of the death benefit. And it's so simple to do. I've done it for quite a few clients, because all you gotta do is get a doctor's note saying that this is what's going on with you. It's a whole lot better than long-term care. A whole lot better than long-term care, because long-term care is more of like a reimbursement basis, right? With the living benefits, all you need is a doctor's note saying that, hey, an official doctor's note is what I mean, saying that, hey, you had a heart attack, or hey, you had a stroke, or hey, you're going through renal failure, right? And immediately they'll cut you a check. So if you have $1 million policy, you are able to get $950,000 tax-free cash, no questions asked, from your policy. How you doing? This is extremely life-changing for quite a lot of people. This is extremely life-changing for quite a lot of people. So my goal is to help 150 people the remainder of the year get $1 million in life insurance policy. So not only would I be helping families, at the same time, I will also be ultimately reaching my goal in this industry. This business has become a sport for me, and a sport where I want to win at. And me winning only means that I've helped people. If I don't help people, I'm losing. I tell this to a lot of agents. Why did you get your license if you're not going to help people? It doesn't make any sense. You understand? You have a license. What's the reason? If you're not helping clients, you're not winning. Because right now in America, over 50% of the people in America do not have any life insurance. 50% of the people in America do not have any life insurance. An additional 65% also believe that have life insurance, also believe they don't have enough life insurance. 60 million women in America right now, 60 million women in America do not have any life insurance at all. Zero. A lot of these agents that get these licenses are not doing their job. This might be one of the reasons why we had this epidemic, to be honest with you. Okay? So, listen, I need you guys' help. If you are watching this video and you've gotten this far, please, I need you to share this with somebody that may need to hear this. At the same time, if you're the one that need this, please, don't be afraid to reach out. You can text me at 443-208-5480. That's 443-208-5480. Or you can go to my site, which is TitanEvolutionGroup.com. That's TitanEvolutionGroup.com. And just go in there and fill out whatever it is that you're looking for, and I'll get back to you ASAP. But to me, then this is life changing. This is like, you know, this is, and mind you, I got to 351 million really with helping people on the average with 350,000 to about $500,000 in life insurance. That's my average client insurance that covers like. So when you average everything out, it's about 350K to 500K. So really, I have maybe 10 clients or so that may have $1 million plus in life. I have one gal who has 3 million. I have a couple that have like 2 million, and then the rest is about $1 million and stuff like that. So yeah, so this is the aim and this is the goal. This is the aim and this is the goal, right? So again, I will appreciate you guys who are rocking with me, who support me and been following my channel. Again, if you can help me spread the word, this will be one of those things where I end up making a huge name for myself. I mean, ultimately the goal is to get to a point where I've helped provided over $1 billion in life insurance death benefits. So hopefully I can accomplish that in the next 3 to 5 years or so. Trust me, when that happens, you guys will be the first one to know. But this is life changing for me, and this is a game changer. So yes, thank you so much. Listen, I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Stay safe. Love you guys, and I will talk to you in the next one. Have a good one.